there's two things that women do or call men to try to get underneath their skin, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's being homosexual or having a small penis. Those are the two go-tos for women,
Or
right?
lame.
I don't use that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, in general,
For
right?
heterosexual males.
For heterosexual males, yes, exactly. So now one of them is being small in terms of his genitals. So you mean to tell me all of these jokes that women have made about men with small penises, and they're like, hey, well, listen, my G-spot was at the top.
Well, okay,
Go ahead. Well, so I think that has more so to do with like hurting you where your pride is. Like you believe having a big dick is X. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit, if I know big like attacking X is a trigger point, then I'm gonna attack X.
So you mean to tell me we're now running this whole thing right now? I'm just making sure we understand that men should understand whether you are big or small, it doesn't even matter no more. It's literally just a shade at you. When you only need to be a couple inches and just aim that thing up.
Oh, wait. Let me say something.
Right. That ain't what she's saying.
So wait. Okay,
'Cause the
talk
G-spot
about
is at the
penetrative
top.
sex. Now, if I want to look and see something nice, I want a nice, long, and thick penis.
Oh gosh.
You know,
Aaron,
if it's like
sit up.
aesthetically, and if I'm talking about putting it in my mouth, then I probably don't want a 4-inch stump.
Put it in your mouth. But you ain't getting no pleasure off your mouth.
No, how do you know I'm not getting pleasure out of that?
Some people
Yeah.
find giving oral very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
Yeah,
It's
they like to do
enjoyable
it.
But
to
it's
give
not
oral
making you
sex.
come though.
maybe.
Okay,
It's
but that's
part
part of the warm up. It's
Wait, what?
part of the. Listen, you have to enjoy the journey.
I was about
Yeah.
to. I think I'm thinking about too much. I feel
You're
like
getting to the destination too fast.
Yeah.
women, as we talked about in episodes way ahead of us, it takes
A
a,
lot.
while for a woman to come. That's not always.
That's because we're trying to go deep and you're telling me that it's in the beginning.
now you're telling me it's up.
Yeah, so realistically, maybe if we just re-navigated to the proper route,
That's
we
true.
get you there faster too.
That's part of the problem. Like, one, we don't know. So men don't know that about women. And honestly, a lot of
Women
women
don't
don't know that
know.
about themselves.
Correct.
So if you don't know it about yourself, you can't direct somebody to do that. And then the more important part is that there's not a conversation.
Correct.
So it's like, if I know what gets me off, but I'm not expressing that to you, I mean, like, what's the point?
So the question is, does size matter? And all three of you had told me no.
Well, I don't think
I
it
said a dimension
Well,
mattered.
the-
I
Well,
said-
up to 4. Well, all right. But in my opinion, 4 inches is like no. Dr. Millhouse is the one that is actually a doctor down below for men and women.
yes.
And she has a lot of education and study and background in this, right?
Yes.
Which is dope. Because I love this. For realistically, you're about to rewrite history. You're about to tell
I'm not even gonna lie. I actually agree with Rico on that.
you're telling a lot of men, hey, if you have a
We're gonna
4-inch
change their perspective here.
4-incher, it's okay if you just aim it up.
Everyone needs to aim it up. Every 4-inch, 6-inch, I don't care, 2-inch, aim it up.
So I think that does answer the broad question
Well,
about
it's
does
funny.
size matter?
Aim it up.
Because, well, I feel like as long as they know what to do with it and we're telling them what
Yeah.
to do with it,
The motion.
it's the motion. Exactly.
Yes.
It is. And that's what some people say. And some people were like, no.
Oh, no.
I actually never have much of a comment when it comes to size because, you know, I don't have it. But it's like as long as you know what to do with it, size doesn't matter.
Agree. I do.
What
And
you're
again,
doing.
This is, I'm not blaming y'all 100%, but there's a lot of well endowed that don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's part because we have not been able to teach that, whether it's because we don't know how to do it either, we don't know what it is, or whether we don't communicate that. So it is, not on the onus of the penis owners. It's the vulva owners. We have to be able to know our own bodies, and we do not. We haven't ever gotten ourselves off. You know what I'm saying? But there is, you might have something to say about like, okay, if you're smaller, if you're thin and small, you might have to work harder. But I will tell you, there's enough bad sex happening in well-endowed, heterosexual relationships that,
Yeah.
the competition ain't that steep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, damn.
There's an orgasm gap. The orgasm gap is real. The orgasm gap is widest among heterosexual sex.
Wow.
When a woman has sex when a penis is involved, there's an orgasm gap. You know, when the orgasm gap is meaning that the men have like a 90+% chance of orgasming. Women have like maybe a 60% chance of orgasming. Okay. Now, that gap is less when it's women with women. Women have like an 80+% chance of orgasming when they are having sex with another woman.
Yeah. So we kind of touched on this, and that makes sense because women know women.
Speak about it.
And you know why? Because Rico has life mathematics, right? And with life mathematics comes wisdom, right? And it's a beautiful thing. And realistically, you could just put two and two together because I would assume a woman knows a woman's body more than a man knows a woman's body. Like the accuracy is probably way more accurate than if I had to guess your body. Like I would assume, not saying that this is a thing, but you and Aaron could probably figure each other out a lot faster than
I do like chocolate.
than.
She is cute too, right? Yes.
Well,
Viewers' minds are wandering.
don't forget, well, they're sisters. But you get what I'm saying. You get where I'm going. So it makes sense. I would not put that past that in terms of a difference.
Can I ask a question? And based on what he's saying, do you think it's because a woman may have more confidence communicating to another woman, or is it because that woman actually knows a woman's body more?
I think it's the first. I think like the confidence. I think it's the confidence of communicating.
Okay.
I think the communication is probably easier with another woman. Be like, let's do this, let's try this. Oh, do this. You see what I'm saying? Versus communicating that with a man.
Well, let's ask Amanda. So Amanda, right? When you first had your first orgasm with another woman, right? Was it more, do you feel as if there was a lot of communication during that process, or was it more of a lot of just kind of knowing the body and knowing really woman to woman?
I think it was just more so knowing woman to
Thank
woman.
you. You know,
Because-
I love life.
No, but Rico, I'm not saying that
I'm not
the
saying-
communication
I don't-
is not there because it's very easy
They
to
don't ever want me to be
communicate with
fully
another
right,
woman.
right?
But the fact that we do know each other's bodies because we are the same gender does play a huge part. Because the first time I ever had an orgasm with another woman, I didn't have to say a damn thing. I was just like, whoa,
Listen,
you
look
know
at
what
me.
you're doing.
This thing right here is
But
different.
did you have an orgasm with yourself? Like
Before that?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, but only through toys.
Okay. But still, I mean, yeah. That's.
Dr.
I
Millhouse.
feel like I feel like there are women,
trying-
vulva owners that have never had an orgasm even with themselves. So how would they even know what?
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy.
That's how
but yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
and not to be like shady, but that's how I felt when I used to be having sex with guys. I was just be like, I don't know what an orgasm is. Like, and I don't really
That's that
think
orgasm
that's-
gap.
Wow.
I'm having that.
Because he don't know your body.
That orgasm because
And honestly, and this was when I was having sex consistently with the same person for almost 3 years. And I was like, I don't know what an orgasm is. After I got out of that relationship, that's when I started using toys. And that's when I figured out what an orgasm. And I was like, yeah, I definitely never felt this before.
Damn.
Your story is, but listen, her story is literally gazillion of vulva owners that have that. I mean, it's not an aberration, you know, because we have focused so much as sex being penetration, penis in vagina. We have totally neglected the clitoris, which is like the holy grail for orgasming for like 85%.
Yep.
85% or more of women can't even orgasm without clitoral stimulation.
So let me ask you a question, Dr. Millhouse.
Y'all focusing on getting it in my gut.
Because
You know what I'm
Because I
saying?
feel like that's
Right.
That's a big male misconception because they're just so worried about like hitting it and hit. I feel like I
Yes.
just said this in the
Only
clip that we just
18%.
aired.
18% of women are able to have an orgasm vaginally.
Thank you. Purely
18%.
vaginally.
well, give me those 18. Because the other one seems like it's too much
Maybe
work.
you got to think about like
But-
how small that percentage is.
No, I understand, but there's a small percentage in people with money too, right? So let's be real. Okay, let me ask you this question. with all this being said, right? There are now men, and I would argue that it is because of women public expectations on men being bigger that men end up going underneath the knife to become bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, what is your experience on that?
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world where enhancements are being, are more and more. I mean, we live BBLs, for bigger booties,
And
breast-
BDLs?
and we now have BDLs. Yeah, like the new BBL is, bigger dicks, girthier, length, that sort of stuff. It's here to it's here. It's just gonna get more.
What is the
accepted.
technology? Like, what is it? Is it to
So-
make you longer or girthier?
So
What is it?
girthier is easier than lengthening. I mean, adding length is more complicated. Adding girth this way is a little bit easier. A lot of the stuff, there is some stuff that promise you things that are like false. So there's obviously like pills and stuff like Take Me and you can get, 2 inches. I mean, any pill or any medicine like you taking my mouth is not gonna do shit. Okay, but there's girth.
You heard it from Dr. Millhouse.
Yes, it ain't gonna do nothing. There's girth enhancement in the form of injections. We can inject fillers like they put in your face.
In your lips?
Oh, fillers.
That's probably the safest way.
But you have to redo those, don't you?
You do. They
Yeah,
don't
because
last.
they don't last.
They don't last. I mean,
So how often do I got to get a shot in my
Like a year,
the
maybe.
penis.
every year?
To maintain it, if you want to maintain it every year, every 12 to 18 months. If you
Yeah.
don't ever, it'll probably be 3 years you'll get at most.
So
Yeah.
so let me ask you this question. After I go ahead, not me, but after Chuck goes ahead and Chuck just decides to get
Chico.
nah. Nah, we're going with Chuck. Relax.
I was literally finna say Chico
And,
too.
after Chuck goes and gets
Chucko.
his needle,
Penis. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Can he use it the same day?
No.
I was about to say
3
there
days.
has to be.
3 days.
So he has to deck
I
off.
can't
For,
imagine no
But that's-
injections in a penis and you can use it right away.
You can't use it right away.
Hurt.
but
What do you just
for 3
deaden?
days.
You just deaden it and stick it, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
a
it
big
doesn't
deal.
change the function. You can,
What, like
you still
numbing
get an
cream?
erect. It does. The fillers don't change the function, so it still gets erect. We just don't, you just don't want to be using it right away because we just filled it up and we don't want the filler to move and like.
you want me to have a lopsided?
Yeah, we don't want it to
lopsided
be
dick.
like clumpy and
You
lumpy.
have to like.
My shit got matte. My shit look like this. My shit look like anal beads.
You have to like.
feel good.
Well, I was gonna say that might be right.
A nice ride.
Like, yo, what happened? Yeah.
Filler is like. Really,
Yes,
Like
yes, because it wants to be. You want it to be aesthetic, right? You don't
Yeah.
want it to be uneven or whatever. Yeah. So it is an art, and we,
Imagine
we
got
use
more
like
filler up at the top. And
Yeah.
Can you
Not
feel
a lot
the
at the
head?
bottom.
Like my question is, if I'm just thinking about my own shit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If you feel the sides,
Yeah,
right?
the head
And then my head is at the top, and my shit kind of look like crazily, like not proportional.
You bring up a good point, actually. So
Rico
if
trying to get fillers,
filling up the head can be
I don't need
done,
no filler.
it can be done. There is a small risk of decreased sensation at the head. The head is where most of the, sensation.
That might help them last longer.
Yes, but also we don't want to take away sensation. So there's a small risk of decreased sensation with fillers of the head. Again, if it's hyaluronic acid fillers, which is the most common fillers used for like facial stuff, it's the one that dissolves over time. It's the safest. Then these risks are very, very low. If you are injecting permanent fillers, there are permanent fillers.
Oh,
Then when ish goes wrong, we have to cut that shit out.
Wait, cut
Yes.
the filler out?
Yes.
So
So you have
Whoa,
to
whoa.
cut the penis.
Yes.
wait, I'm
Oh.
so confused.
Don't get it, Rico.
The first
is that
thing is-
common?
I mean, it's not common, but I've seen patients like that. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
get. I mean, it's all of it is off label. I will say, like none of this is on label.
Oh,
for what the
okay.
fillers were defined.
Oh,
designed
okay.
for. Anyway, but we do off label stuff in medicine all the time. But permanent fillers, when ish goes wrong, like it has to be cut out.
When this filler dissolve, where the hell does it go?
Your body
In your
eats it up.
pee?
It just like I don't
Like,
know if it goes.
like
in
you
your
just dissolve into my body somewhere.
Yeah.
I got fillers in my brain. That's probably why I think I'm.
No. No. I don't know where like it ends up being.
They didn't teach you that part.
No, I you metabolize it somehow. I don't know if you pee it out or poop it out.
I was
gonna say it's probably in your
It just
I'm gonna say it come
so
out of
something
your
that was
booty.
in my dick just miraculously ended up in my stomach.
No.
What are you talking about?
Metabolize it.
Y'all just be making shit. Aaron, do your disclaimer. If you've got a filler, go ahead, do it. But okay, so all right,
And
go ahead.
fat too. Fat is another thing. You know how
Oh, the fat,
BBLs are
yeah.
fat transfer.
So like, I got a little bit right here. So if I went to use this,
You can put fat in your penis.
Yes. you can.
Oh,
is that more permanent?
That's more permanent. Although it can still it can over time, how BBLs can sometimes the fat can, you can
Shift.
work it out or shift or whatever. So yeah, it's more permanent with the fat.
Wow.
Yeah.
is that
It
a
is
better?
more
Is it?
dangerous?
Oh, wait, more dangerous?
It is because you can get fat potentially in a blood vessel, and that is bad.
Is that like the same thing that happens with a BBL?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
The
Bad
risk-
in the sense of like you might have to cut my whole
bad,
thing
like
off.
you could die.
Risk worth the reward.
That's the
Because
same thing that people get BBLs and boobs,
But
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm
True.
saying? You have to think about the same thing. It's not these people aren't talking about function. They want a
They
more
want something that looks
aesthetic.
aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing.
yeah, but it only looks aesthetically pleasing because y'all told us that there was a certain size that was okay. But
I don't
really,
think we told you guys that.
You don't think
I
so?
You guys.
Yeah, I think that's more of a man thing.
you think men was just like, yo, hey, bro, my dick is 8 inches. He's like, well, damn, I need to go get an injection.
No,
But let's be for real. You guys be comparing dicks.
Yeah.
Who? What? Yo, y'all are not men. No, never have y'all ever had a dick.
Y'all
Yo,
be like,
look, Amanda, listen. You don't have a penis.
So
You did not walk around with one. You did not have friends that had one while you had
I
one.
have a lot of friends that have penises.
That had one while you had one, right? So what I will say is, me and everyone have never compared our dicks to each other.
but porn is part of the problem, though.
Exactly.
the
Porn is a
problem
huge
because-
problem
yeah, it
because
is.
everybody's comparing themselves unnecessarily to these porn artists.
Nah, but I know that's just TV, and TV is TV. You know what I'm saying?
You know that
You,
it's exaggerated.
Someone being
Yeah.
on a podcast on about love, sex,
I know
and
being on-
relationships. Yeah, you do know because we talk about it often. But other people
People
that
might
sit
not
home
know.
and watch porn,
I've been
all
watching
fucking
porn
day
since I was
long
like 12.
and are like self-shaming and they're feeling insecure about their
Really
bodies
10, but,
and their penis size. Of course, they're gonna be like, well, this person that I'm seeing have like this great sex, and I don't have a penis that big. I need my penis to be like that for it to be enjoyable, or for me to be doing the things to a woman that porn star is doing to that girl in the video.
Yeah, that
speaking facts.
Yeah, that's facts for people who were born in 1980s and maybe 1990s.
1980s.
1980s to 19 to
We weren't watching porn at 10 and 12.
Can I
Thank
give,
you.
Can I give you the time? Can I give you the time frame first, Dr. Millhouse? Relax.
We could
You-
barely get porn.
Relax. Listen, that
Yeah,
was
3 channels.
that was true for the people who were
watching
born
porn on my
in the
PSP.
1980s to 1995 ish, because you grew up not knowing that porn was exaggerated and fake. If you tell me that somebody who was born in 2000,
No, I disagree. I think it's completely opposite.
we all know
think
porn is
that-
fake now.
No, I don't. I think that
Well, it's
nowadays,
more useful.
No.
No, I think nowadays the young people. No, I think our 1980s we discovered sex without porn. You know what I'm saying? Porn came later, and so we knew that sex and like porn sex was different than real sex. I think nowadays these kids are growing up with porn being their introduction before they even get into a penis, before they even get into a vagina. You see what I'm saying? So they don't even their perception of sexual relations is distorted.
But their porn that they're watching now is nowhere near as exaggerated as it was before.
It's more.
Hell no.
They was using videotapes back then.
That's what I was gonna say. I believe like in the 80s, you guys were more like porn on tape. You guys
Yes.
had to go in the video store in the section where the curtains was closed
Don't
and
be
you
a
couldn't.
creeper.
You had to get somebody to
That's
buy
not a
it for you.
creeper.